A little bit about blue ocean versus red ocean strategy. It's another good book about this as well too. I recommend you research that. Creating new market space or a blue ocean rather than competing in an existing industry category similar to revolutionary innovation. So a red ocean is where industries are pre-existing with similar products, the service with similar features, arguments. It's a very mature market, very crowded market. With limited prospects growth, and it's very cutthroat, and that's why they call it the red ocean, because of quite bloody waters. Whereas the blue ocean strategy is is when you go and try to open up a new market or a new category, talking about totally different needs, and that's a way you can stand apart from huge, enormous Fortune 100 companies that are dominating the market, as you need to find an opportunity to either go after a whole different market or a whole different approach to it. And there's some good books talking about that, and the Medici Effect talks a little bit about that, and how the Cirque du Soleil did that as well too. Some things about how to avoid red oceans is, if you're looking to create a software app, software like millions of iPhone applications and stuff, it's really luck. I think it's just dang good luck if you're going to get an iPhone app that's going to take off and become really successful. And I've got a few friends who've done that, and they've become incredibly successful, but they also attribute it to they just got lucky. They just had a simple idea that just happened to catch on, and it just went viral. But you can never predict that. Websites, everybody thought MySpace was here to stay until Facebook came along. Same thing with Amazon and really dominating the market and disrupting eBay's business. Brands of clothing. If you try to create just a brand, a whole lifestyle brand of clothing, and that's it, nothing unique, you're going to have a hard time ever getting that off the ground. If you try to come out with just a new brand of wine, same thing as well too, unless you have something that's really unique. And there's actually a good example of a wine company in the Medici Effect. And then anything that has to do with trends, like the Lance Armstrong's bracelets or Beanie Babies. Obviously, those are short-lived fads, and especially if it's anything to do with Lance Armstrong and recent events there as well too. So if you're trying to invent something that's just going to be a short-lived trend, the chances of success are very small. Every once in a while, there's somebody who gets lucky off of it and makes a lot of money, but it's not sustainable and it's not controllable. What we do with climate is there's lots of other insulation options out there, and although argon's much warmer than anything else, we decided to focus our marketing and communication on what was different rather than what was just simply better. Our technology is obviously warmer and far more eco-friendly than any other insulation out there, because argon's 1% of the atmosphere. We decided to focus on what was unique. The fact that we had variable insulation, that it can be deflated to where it was paper thin, that the insulation was weightless, that it was the only insulation that actually stayed warm even if it gets wet. It came from the scuba diving concept. You can actually swim in our jackets and still stay warm. You don't have to worry about the pack out, which means that insulation, if you compress it a lot and stick it in a backpack and leave it there for extended periods of time, that compression that you put on the insulation will ultimately become permanent, and it will lose its loft, which means that it loses its insulation value. It's also the only buoyant insulation, so great for paddle sports or sailors or all kinds of stuff like that, all kinds of water applications. So, in converting just like we did with climate, instead of, trying to attack a red ocean head on, we decided to convert it into a blue ocean. And so, try not to debate, but innovate. Tell how you're different, not better. Find hybrid. What you do is you try to find technologies or solutions that can be a hybrid capable to enhance competitors. So instead of competing directly with a competitor, try to find a way to essentially create something that enhances their technology or enhances their product. And I can give some examples of that as well too offline sometime if any of you are interested. Make it adaptable. Just like having some zip-in liners that can zip into other jackets. Redefine the product, the need, and choose features others cannot talk about. That this is, like what we did with climate, this is really an all conditions gear and not limited to just one sport or one activity. and see if you can try to come up with a way to alternative revenue sources. Like, if we had to make our jackets super cheap, we could do that and make a bunch of money off of the gas canisters, just like HP printers have done to the printer market. They give away the printers at a loss, just because they lock you into their proprietary printers, and they can make a lot of money. They make tons of money off of their printer cartridge refills. Some production techniques for small companies: identify OEMs of parts that have many years in business. So if you can find a part that you need that's made already for another product, try to find that factory that does that. And try to, if you can find a company, like if you're struggling trying to find a good factory, try to find ones that do stuff for other companies that are in your industry, because then you know that they got a good reputation for quality, for human rights working conditions, and all kinds of other eco-friendly compliance regulations, etc. And leverage partnerships. Don't start by trying to build everything from scratch, such as what we did is with our canister and other suppliers that have 20 to 150 years of experience. We didn't try to go out and build our own canister manufacturing plant. That would have taken an enormous amount of money. What we did is we went out and found the companies that made these CO2 cartridges and decided to leverage their expertise in their factories and just put our gas and our label on it.